3 Cents Podcast is brought to you by Integrity Roofing and Siding. These guys are awesome when it comes to roofing needs, but also siding and renovation. They do gutters. These are year-round issues, and Integrity Roofing and Siding is there for you 24/7 year-round. Need a roofer? Our roofer is Integrity Roofing and Siding, 210-340-7663. 210-340-7663. The official roofing company of 3 Cents Podcast is Integrity Roofing and Siding.
Oh, merry day after Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. It is December 26th. It is Tuesday, and that means that the holly and the mistletoe is still up around the 3 Cents Podcast here, courtesy brought to you by Integrity Roofing and Siding.
The piñatas come out a little later.
Well, I noticed LG. Yeah, no, I know Mike wasn't here last week, but he added the
That's
festive.
nice, yeah.
We're going to be like typical San Antonians and keep that up till February.
Yeah, or later, I would say.
It's like,
We'll
it's
leave
like
the-
mi tierra, just keep it up all year
We'll leave it
round.
up, but we have the entire crew back with you. Ernie Zuniga, Mike Taylor is back, Cleto Rodriguez is here, and the great LG.
Sorry about last week.
Well, no,
I
LG,
was,
listen, I mean, if you ever do have to leave us again for whatever reason, we know that LG can hold his own for sure.
If he leaves, we're all screwed.
If
That's
he
right,
leaves,
yeah.
then the show is in the crapper.
I
He
was
did a great job.
I was
LG did a great job.
overseas.
Yeah.
Literally overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hawaii, people always ask, oh, it's so cool. What's it like to go to Hawaii all the time? It's fine. It's expensive.
Yeah.
I don't take it for granted, but the thing about living there, because I lived
Right.
there for almost 3 years,
Yeah.
is that it's weird. This is first world issues here, but you miss the seasons. You really do. It's 80 degrees
Yeah.
every day all year long. Every once in a while it rains and it's 77. You know,
Kinda
it never
like
gets.
here.
It never gets.
Except
the
never
coldest
77.
it'll ever get is like 71, 72, and everybody's in parkas. And it'll get like to 92 in the dead of summer, but it's basically 85 degrees all year long. Beautiful paradise, and that's great. But doing it every day turns into Groundhog Day, and you miss jackets. I missed the fall when I lived there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's nice to have. I don't like I hate the dead of winter, right? I don't like our ridiculously hot summers, but I would rather have the 4 seasons
Then 2.5.
than Hawaii's gotten one season.
One season.
Beautiful.
Right. It's like,
But in a
San
weird
Diego.
way, that does get a little bit old. Yeah,
I
you
get
want to
it.
get the jacket
California's
out
the
of it.
same way.
It's like when I lived in Arizona 20 years ago.
Oh,
I
yeah,
missed
yeah.
the rain. I missed.
Oh, yeah,
they
never.
had sandstorms. They call them haboobs over there,
Yeah.
and different. You know, and you could get
Haboobs,
temperature
yeah.
shifts if you drive up north. But I was kind of stunned by how little it rained. I mean, I know it's a desert. I know we're in the desert, but I missed.
Would you
the
call
rain.
that haboob?
Haboob? That's what
I
they
didn't
call
know I didn't know what that was until about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I had a 2-day layover in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And the sky turned dark brown.
Oh, it's
It was a windstorm. And like there was just there was dirt from the desert that was
Right.
just in the air. It was
Oh, wow.
strange.
It's like
It
a
was
wall.
very-
It's like in the movies, and I've had.
yeah,
I
it was like I
drove,
was in Afghanistan or Vietnam with Agent Orange being dropped. It
and
was
I had a
weird.
drive-through one time, and that is scariness right there. It's pretty tough.
Like
I just pull over to the side.
does it just collect on your windshield?
Yeah, it collects everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to get off. And then every time you open the door to your house, no matter how hard you try to keep the dust out or whatever,
Yeah.
some of it comes in. So
How long is the flight to Hawaii from California?
From California?
Is
Well,
that-
yeah.
is that where you
so,
go from
yeah,
California?
well, this time I went from here to Dallas, and then
Okay.
Dallas to Honolulu. So that was
Oh, wow.
8.5 hours on an airplane from Dallas. A lot of people will take. There's a direct flight you can take on Hawaiian Airlines out of Austin.
Okay.
You drive to Austin or Uber to Austin. It's a straight flight. Most people like direct flights, but I get crazy on airplanes after a while.
Yeah.
I don't mind the quick 3 or 4 hour layover.
Yeah.
Like normally, I can lay over in Phoenix or L.A. or San Francisco, and then Honolulu, which I don't mind because especially if I'm by myself, which normally I am, going to see kids.
right.
And so it's 3 hours or 4 hours at LAX, which is fine. Sit there and read the paper and drink coffee. It beats staying on the plane that long because my body's I feel unhealthy
Yeah.
sitting there that long.
Get antsy. No,
Yeah, man.
I get it. Well, listen, we are underway here. We have a number of people joining us right now, so let's give a shout out real quick. Deborah Trevino, Rick Rodriguez, Gina Francis. Juan Reyes, Patsy Cisneros, Raymond Torres are all on. So thank you very much. And if you could be so kind as to share this on your social media, we would love that to grow our audience. And we were just talking about this is the day after.
You're talking to me, Ernie. I was like, okay, let me do that right now.
Yeah, Cleto, if you would share this, that'd be great.
Please subscribe to this
Let me
show.
do that right now.
No, talking about the day after Christmas. I was telling LG, when I got here earlier, that the Christmas on a Monday really threw me off.
Yeah, I did.
Like I don't want to say I forgot we had the podcast today, but it didn't feel like Tuesday.
I thought we had the day off.
And so no.
I woke up not sure.
I know. So did I.
It just goes to show we should communicate more. But I had to get. I'm like, I texted I was embarrassed to ask you two, so I called him.
No, I texted you guys.
I know, Ernie,
you did.
I texted
You
Ernie
did, but
did
this
it, so
morning
like,
at 8,
okay.
I called him. I'm like, hey, we're on, right? Yeah, okay, cool.
No, I was sitting with Tammy
And
in the car, and I was like, oh, it's Tuesday. But we were doing some of the obligatory day after Christmas returns, and one thing that I was shocked, again, all these years in TV news, I would have probably been at the TV station at the time, but there were no lines today.
Huh.
Like we went to a couple of stores. I went to the UPS to do, went to get the car washed.
Mm-hmm.
No lines anywhere.
Really?
I was shocked.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
We have one return we're going to do later today
Yeah.
because I didn't want to do it this morning thinking it would be busy.
I thought the
Interesting.
same thing.
Huh.
Virtually no lines wherever we went.
Yeah.
And our cousin Amy came through, picked up my twins this morning and took them out shopping so that I didn't have to do that today because they are loaded up with gift cards and stuff like that, ready to spend. And so they're out somewhere.
Did you get everything you wanted from Santa Claus?
You know what? I'm blessed. I keep using that word here in 20. I'm blessed. At the risk of sounding cheesy, I will tell you that just the fact that my kids were pleased with everything, and they're old enough to have read The Room this year and understand what happened to Dad and kind of what. So
And we're getting Red Lobster gift cards.
and you're gonna share.
And you're going to share.
Enjoy your Stripes gift card.
There was a
Lunch menu.
There was a lunch menu. Ice waters. There was,
For
I think,
sure.
a look of surprise and shock on their face this year. But Tammy and I planned, and we
Okay, cool.
again just very blessed, and it worked out. But to see the looks on their faces when they came down and they saw the tree and everything that was there, and they looked at us like, "This is like, how'd you do this?" They might have even asked, and I was like, Mom and Dad we're good, but so anyway.
Daddy made the ends meet, kids. And
It's that.
Yeah.
You know that
Someone knocks on the
podcast?
door. Don't answer it.
Shut the blinds. You know that podcast that I go to every Tuesday and pick up lines, all that stuff. When that's
And I'd like to give a quick shout out to our Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, Ronnie
and Stephanie
Suarez. Came through like champs for me.
Integrity
on that
Roofing
end,
and
let me tell
Siding.
you.
No, they've been great, obviously, but no. To answer your question, we had a great Christmas. Ate. I have not eaten today. Literally.
Oh, I know.
We went and met a friend this morning at where Mia's Mexican Grill is, and I literally sat there and had an iced tea. I couldn't eat tacos this morning. I'm still full from yesterday.
Yeah, I had cereal and didn't finish it.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
that full. I had, Bran Crunch and blueberries. I try to eat healthy in the morning.
You had a big meal on Christmas Eve? Is that what it was?
Dude, I had about
What'd you have?
I had about 6 tamales.
Yeah.
Had 2 pieces of ham.
Yeah.
Gosh knows how many different desserts.
Yes.
And then we ordered Chinese food for dinner.
to wash it all down.
Yeah. Yeah. I told Nina we got to wash these sheets, baby. I've been farting all night because of all that food. And so I had a half a bowl of cereal this morning at 6:30, and I haven't had normally I'm starving by now, but
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean, I'll eat when I get home.
I got up last Friday morning at 5 a.m. to go to Thea's to
Tamales.
for tamales, and I saw Carlitos and Christina.
Carlos,
De Leon there.
yes.
And it was
Doing
so
a live shot?
They were doing a live shot, but
Yeah.
they didn't want to put me on because they were afraid I was going to give them the finger. But I said no. I was like, just having a good time taking pics with people in the line and that kind of stuff, and it was kind of neat. But I got my 5 dozen tamales, and it was funny because I kept announcing we're all out of bean. I'm like, good. I hate bean anyway. So like, good. Just don't run out of pork. I mean, that'd be
Riots.
upsetting. Yeah. So. I wind up getting that, and my daughter's boyfriend's grandmother made some tamales and sent them over, and they were like chicken, cream cheese, jalapeno.
Really?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
those
Cream
were the
cheese
bomb
jalapeno.
right there.
I had 2 chickens, 2 jalapenos, and beans,
I
and I
slept
had 2
upright.
pork.
Yeah, I
also
slept
had,
upright that night.
You did. I also had 6 glasses of champagne,
Oh
and
man.
then 2 more glasses of red wine with my Chinese food last night. So it's a miracle that I don't have heartburn.
You're combustible. You might
Dude,
like
don't light a match. in here.
spontaneous combustion.
Mike, I had to sleep in my recliners like straight up because
Really?
I had no Tums or Zantac, nothing.
Oh, man.
And I had heartburn just shooting up. And
Oh,
and
man.
I'm like, oh, this is not good. And if I lay down, I'm choking to death.
I'm
said,
surprised I don't
"Nah."
have that today.
So
Yeah.
yesterday we had ham. We bought a ham for Christmas Day. We had a ham and then leftover tamales, and my wife made homemade chili to go over the tamales with rice and beans.
Yeah.
And we had leftover that, and then we had ham, mashed potatoes, and corn. Man, I went to town on that ham and then toward the end I was like, do I want ham or do I want heartburn? I'm going for both.
Yes. Hamburn.
Yeah.
Hamburn, that's right. So and then not to mention the cookies.
Yeah.
Which by the
Oh,
way,
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
my wife sent you
Get,
guys cookies, and those cookies almost went to a homeless dude right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, and he kept looking at me.
Well,
and I
I'll
didn't
give him the
have
rest of
anything
these.
to give him.
Yeah, no,
and I
man.
just like, but I go, these are my wife said, give them to the guys.
Thank you.
You know, so
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
There's a
Appreciate it.
oatmeal. And
Yeah, sorry. We did baking as well last week too. So
I saw that. That was some good stuff y'all made. What were they, bourbon pies? What was that?
So they're called pecan tasties, and essentially they're little tiny mini pecan pies. But it's my mother's recipe from. I still print the email every year, and the date it's like from November of 2000.
Wow.
And I don't care what is happening in my life, I will make those every year for as long as I can live.
That's a
And,
tradition, right?
Yeah, those and pumpkin empanadas.
Nice.
And I tell people the dough for the empanadas has Dos Equis beer in it.
Now we're talking.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna start a new tradition. I think like inspired by Mike. We're ordering Chinese, babe. Tomorrow. I'm telling you, I could
fried
go.
rice, baby.
We
Good.
had Chinese the night before on Friday,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
went and got a gift card from one of my family members. I said, well, you know what? She goes, go get something to eat, and we wound up going to Golden Walk. Man, I love me some
that's
Golden
good-
Walk.
it's good stuff.
right there, and that's worth the drive for me.
I hear you. Gina Francis is asking, have you ever had sweet tamales made with cinnamon and coconut?
I do not dig the sweet tamales at all.
I've never had
Being a
s-
diabetic, I do not.
I've heard of pineapple tamales and like cream
Seriously, though,
cheese,
yeah.
but I've never had coconut. She's saying cinnamon and coconut.
No.
I have not.
I've had cinnamon, and I've had some sort of chocolate concoction too. It might have been like
those are churros.
No,
No,
but
like a
but it,
chocolate
no,
tamale.
but it
I've
was
heard
the,
of-
it was the masa.
Mm.
It was the,
Oh,
it was the
See,
tamale masa.
I just can't have that.
It wasn't greasy.
Yeah.
It wasn't because it didn't have the pork meat in it.
right.
So the masa, they take the shuck off, and the tamale was thick, which I don't love.
Yeah.
I like
thin.
thin.
Right.
Damn,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm here to eat meat, not masa.
That's right.
But these were laced with desserts.
Laced.
Laced. They were because it didn't feel right.
These
you
were
know?
laced with
It didn't feel
cocaine.
right. Yeah, I'm sure that there's some out there that are good, but I tried and I violated the hell out of this yesterday because I don't like to eat a lot of dessert. Thank God I don't crave a lot of dessert. I like it.
God bless you.
But
I
I'm
know.
pretty
God
good
bless
about
you is
not
right.
eating it. But yesterday we screwed up. And the little mini pies you mentioned,
yeah.
they had a bunch of those where we went to.
Yeah.
And it was someone cooked for us, so we had to get in the car and drive somewhere. So it was great. We got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
giant spread. It's
Fantastic.
fantastic. It was great.
I like when they have like a variety of different things like flautas and empanadas and tamales and
I wasn't
ham
hungry
and
now.
all
I'm
that
getting
kind of
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
I know.
Did you guys get anything? I brought show and tell.
You have show and tell.
product
We'll love
items
it.
today. Yeah.
We'll do a. We'll do
Like
a.
gift wise,
Yeah, stuff I got. I was gonna show you boys some stuff I got.
I got slippers and stuff. You know, I got eyebrow trimmer and
Eyebrow.
Eyebrow
nose
trimmer.
trimmer. It was an eyebrow, nose trimmer, and mustache trimmer. That all in one.
Oh, nice.
That was in my stocking. That and sugar-free candies.
I got a waffle maker, and we used that thing too on Saturday.
There you
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
Sunday,
like
rather.
a Belgian waffle maker.
Yeah. We
we've
made
got
a bunch
one.
of them.
They're fantastic.
Made
The
waffles.
yeah, that's some good
And I
stuff.
had mimosas. I did a lot of drinking these last 2 days.
Yeah.
That's what made Christmas on a Monday weird because I'm hungover from Saturday, and it's Monday.
Well,
Today's I forgot it was Tuesday.
How's my performance so far? Am I
good?
doing
Good.
Okay,
Good. You're not slurring or nothing.
Good.
You're doing great.
well,
Doing
just
great.
remember for next Tuesday as well. We got the same
That's
thing all
right,
over
next
again.
Oh my
Tuesday,
God!
yeah.
Yeah, New Year's Day on a Monday too. That'll be kind of weird.
Yeah.
And that sucks because a lot of businesses are off, or they're not open on Mondays anyway.
Right.
And so businesses are like, cool, Christmas and New Year's being on Monday is great because we're closed anyway. We won't have to shut down a regular day.
Right.
But for employees, like my oldest daughter is a baker. She does all the desserts at a restaurant in
Oh,
town.
nice.
Fantastic.
And what the hell? I'll give him a plug. My daughter's one of the there's a title that sounds better than dessert maker. My daughter does all the desserts at Bliss over in Southtown.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, have you been to Bliss?
Yeah.
The desserts, my daughter and one other person do them.
Fantastic.
And so but her off days are Sunday, Monday. So she's like, well, that sucks, Dad. Christmas is on a Sunday and a Monday, which is we're closed anyway.
Right.
I'm like, babe, but here's the good news. You don't lose any hours. That's not how she didn't want to hear
Yeah,
that.
well, no,
She wanted the off days.
Yeah, I
so
get
she's
it.
got the same thing this week because they're closed Monday and Sunday anyway. And so she won't get any. I'm like, baby, just look at this. You still get the holidays, but you don't miss any work time. But she's 25. At 40, you appreciate not missing work. At 25, she's bummed out. So shout out to all workers who don't get a day off because
Yeah,
it's
really.
a weird Sunday, Monday weirdo.
Gosh, that's true. So, anyway, we're thinking about you guys.
We're
but,
hustlers. I'm a hustler. There's no Sunday to me. There's no Saturday. I just work.
I
do what I can.
I gave my wife a kiss goodbye. I said, "Gotta go to work."
Yeah. Yeah.
Are
Absolutely.
you back in a little while? So, do you have a demonstration you'd like to?
So we'll get the dirty one out of the way first.
Oh, okay.
Nina gave me this one.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the things Nina got me was, so as you boys know, like we're in transition phases, and well, you and me at least in our careers.
Yeah.
And which is why we're having to get the lunch menu gift cards, restaurants.
It's funny you say that. My kids were like, "No popcorn on the tree." Nope.
Yeah,
It's been a rough year,
Yeah,
kids.
that's dinner.
That's right.
Yeah.
That could have been that's dinner. That's snack time. That's
You
no
just
more
put the
snack.
kernels
That's-
on this
that's
year.
right.
We are
no
not
popcorn on
Santa
the tree.
didn't get no cookies, nothing.
No.
Need to say we're foraging.
Even my dogs are like, no
Yeah,
leftovers,
so-
nothing.
So but I'm happy. I'm not. I don't regret at all the decision to
Amen
walk
to
away
that.
from iHeart. It has nothing to do with iHeart. Well, a few people at iHeart, but not iHeart the company. iHeart's a great company, and I would work for iHeart again in the right circumstances in the future, provided they would have me back, which they probably won't. But that's okay.
Hey, you
I
never
don't
know.
regret doing what I did.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of what I've been able to accomplish individually and team-wise. Because this show doesn't exist without that, and I'll never forget this show. However long we do this show, it's great.
Amen to that.
And my other podcast, blah blah blah. My life has changed, and that's okay. So I don't regret it. However, it's been stressful at times, financially mostly.
Sure.
And so when you're stressed out over certain things that matter, you know how you guys, when you're stressed out, little things tend to bother you more because you're already kind of stressed out. Things you normally wouldn't care about. And so, I'm Mr. Chill. Teach all my kids, don't worry about things. Only 50% of this world you have no control over. Just control the things you can control,
Absolutely.
and don't worry, but don't quit sweating all the small stuff. But even me, I have violated my own rule this last 6 months because it's been stressful at times. So my woman, my partner, my lady friend, bought me a jar full of fucks. And
My lady friend.
I'm allowed every time I get upset
What is it called?
it's called Fucks to Give. It's a Fucks to Give jar. Pass these out at church on Sunday, Clifton. Maybe there's a different word, but but the meaning is the same. So these are all the fucks I have to give in 2024. Every time I get pissed, I'm going to take one out.
Okay.
And when I see what I'm saying, this will teach me to balance out
You got to ration them.
the F's that I give.
Oh, wow.
That's one of the beauties of getting older, by the way. I'll be 50 this year.
Oh my God! Where do you find a gift like that?
Ask her.
I've
man.
never seen
You
that
know
in my
who I
life.
live with. You know who I live with.
I've never seen
God,
that
no,
before.
where do you even begin to look
I
for
have
something
never
like this?
seen that before.
an F jar.
That is hilarious.
So every time I get mad or I let something small get to me and I throw a hissy fit, I'm required to go pull one out.
Okay.
And so I've got all year. There's probably 50 in here.
Maybe. I mean, that's
At least.
one a week. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
talking about for the
Right.
year, that's.
So I need a ration. So if I just
What
get
are you averaging right now?
too many,
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm down to 2 bottles. What do you mean?
Yeah, too many. So I'm only
Okay.
allowed, this is how many Fs I'm allowed to give in the coming year.
Wow.
And I think, but you know what? Symbolically, it's a good
Oh,
lesson.
my.
To only, and this is a gift with getting older, because most older people learn this. When you're 20, you care about what you look like and what your hair
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like and what I'm wearing and what the neighbor thinks about
Yes.
me. We get over that. And hopefully, as you get older, the things you worry about are the things that matter.
Right.
And so, but we're all guilty on occasion of over worrying about things that don't matter.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great gift. It's very symbolic. And so every time I get mad, I'm gonna take one out. And if I run out in April, I'm done. I can't give any more.
It's
Fs
not
all
a
year
bottomless
long.
jar.
I've got to ration these
Then
out.
it's down to the stress ball.
Yeah. So
So we'll check in,
yeah,
October, November next year.
I might be out by then.
No.
But then I'm not. Then I gotta
That's it.
quit. I'm only allowed. Okay. So
Okay.
I got this from a listener, a buddy of mine named Nathan. So I'm sure you guys will recognize this photo right off the top. What are you looking at here? Can you see that, LG? Can you see what that is?
That's with the Super
That's
Bowl.
the catch.
No, it's
No,
the Super Bowl.
at
1990.
Buffalo and Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see it.
This is January 1993. The first Super Bowl against Buffalo in 90. Michael Jackson did the halftime.
Right,
This is
right.
in
And the Rose
Pasadena.
Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
So at the end of the game, it's 52 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
And Buffalo fumbles for the 7th time. Leon Lett
Uh-huh.
picks the ball up and runs toward the end zone.
Oh, that's
We're gonna
right.
Score
Yeah,
again.
Don Beebe.
Don Beebe.
This
Yeah.
little Boy Scout here named Don Beebe,
That's right.
down 52 to 17 with 2 minutes to play in the game or whatever, goes hauling ass.
I remember.
And knocks the ball out of the big cat's hands right before he crosses the goal line. And it should have been 59 to 17, but we had to settle for 52-17.
Right.
This is that iconic photo of Beebe. He just knocked the ball out. See the ball still in the air right here?
Oh, my
And
gosh.
Beebe signed the picture.
That's
It's not
awesome.
signed by Lett. It's signed by Beebe.
Nice.
Little Boy Scout do-gooder. How about that? So I got that. That's one of my gifts.
But I think maybe
I
there's
remember that.
maybe there's a lesson in there that no matter how
Don't ever give
down
up.
you are or whatever life hands you, 52 to 17, whatever, that if you still hustle and you get after it, good things can happen.
He still got his ass kicked, though, that night. Just saying.
Well, I mean, that's true. But now it's an iconic photo.
No, I know. It's just never give up. He's like, this is Job, but the whale swallowed you. You didn't get out of the mouth, though. You know?
Right.
That was Jonah.
Yes.
Well,
But
my
Joe,
bad.
but
Well,
Joe-
I'm my bad.
I know where you're at with
I was
Job,
close.
though. You were close.
Started with a J.
That's
I
right.
get partial credit, right? Come on now. I should get
Joe
partial
in the
credit.
whale. I'll have to check what Bible, what the book.
Job, I
He was
thought-
going Old Testament on that
Didn't
one.
Job
I like-
go through a lot of tribulations?
Job did.
A lot. But
Job
it was
did.
Jonah who got
Jonah's the
swallowed.
one that got swallowed by
Right.
the
Well,
whale. Yeah.
dadgummit. All right, same.
The same.
Got it.
It's with
Okay.
a J.
All right. I think we may have talked about this in October. My idiot mother, who was only 15 years old or older than me, keep that in mind. She was 15 when I was born.
Okay.
Took me to see The Exorcist in the 70s.
Okay.
Have you seen The Exorcist?
Once, and that was
Okay.
it.
Nope.
That
You
was
never
enough
saw
for
it?
me. That was enough
I
for
hate
me.
scary movies.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not-
like 'em
I
either.
don't watch them.
That woman,
Oh, yeah.
that teenage mother of mine, took me to see The Exorcist in the mid 70s.
Yeah.
And it haunted me forever.
Me
You
too.
know, when I was
I won't-
4 or 5 years
Yep.
old. I don't know what she was thinking. CPS needed to get a hold of that woman. But it is what
What
it
do you
is.
call her though? There's something else you call
Grandma
her.
Becky.
Grandma Becky.
Grandma
That's
Becky
right.
took me to see The Exorcist.
Grandma Becky.
And it haunted me for my life. And so Ernie's not seen the movie, but you're about to see an iconic photo from the movie that's signed by the actress.
What?
Oh wow,
Yeah,
Linda
yes,
Blair.
Linda Blair.
Linda Blair.
Okay.
There is an iconic moment in the movie where the priests in there are performing
Yeah.
the exorcism, and she is about to kill them.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler
No,
alert.
it's
she
okay.
kills
It's all
the
right.
priest.
I've seen clips.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
They
seen
don't
enough clips.
survive.
I don't intend to watch that one. Yes, go ahead and feel free to.
The
spoil
demon
it.
is exorcised.
Thank you.
But it cost the priests their lives. Amazing. So there's
until
an
part
iconic-
3. Then he actually comes
Okay,
back.
that's
Yeah.
not that's
Yeah, yeah.
awful. Don't watch that.
Yeah, yeah.
I've not seen 2.
You
I
know
don't
the
want to
one.
see
You know
2.
the one. Was it? Because it is 3. I remember they came out with that man that the
They brought the priest
that
back
brought
from the
piece
dead.
back.
The
He actually
Father
came.
Karras or the old man?
Father Karras.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's Father Karras, and he.
I
Comes,
saw him fall down 3 flights of stairs and his head got turned around backwards.
Father
Uh-oh.
Karras.
He lived? Okay.
He lived. He's in the. He was
Sorry,
in the
more
state,
spoiler alerts.
He was
That's
in
okay.
The,
I mean, now I'm definitely not watching.
he was in the state institution.
Institution.
And
so he somehow survived.
he survived. He was in
Oh
a
my
state
gosh.
institution. No one went near him. And there's like this one freaked out scene I'll never forget on that stupid movie because I watched it and then all of a sudden it's like the nurse walks out of his room and then like right behind him with the door closed and like, okay, I'm out. Check, please.
Yeah.
Forget it.
So there's an iconic moment in the original where she is
With what's his name that plays Patton? George C.
Scott?
George C. Scott was the old man.
There's this moment where she levitates above her bed.
I've seen the clips.
And in the corner, you can see the image of the demon. He's in the room, too.
Oh, wow.
As she levitates above the bed. It's horrible.
It's so ugly.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Christmas was yesterday. But because I have talked on the air, this is how sadistic
For
our,
he
our,
is
my
risen,
listeners are.
and so is she.
Correct. She loses.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's she levitates above the bed, and this is the picture of that scene of Reagan Voorhees. Is it Voorhees? No, Reagan something. I forget. There's the demon. That's the image of the demon. Of course, he has to be in a cloak, makes it more scary. This movie here, and it's signed by Linda Blair, the actress, Linda Blair Reagan. She's her bed is below her. She's full of puke and cuts, and it's just apex exorcism here. Poor Ernie. I'm sorry.
No, that's. I mean, again, I've seen clips and stuff. I mean, I knew she levitated, and I knew it was like it's not a feel good movie. I know.
No, not at all. There's nothing. There's no good thing about this. The lesson is evil is out there, and
look at the 5 and 10.
Yeah.
God.
And so Linda Blair signed this.
Wow.
Yeah. You imagine she was like 13 when she did this movie, and it messed her up a little.
You know what's really creepy, and is that
Believe
at
it.
the end of the
I'm
movie.
so sorry. This is what my listeners do for me. The holidays.
Yeah.
Feel good gifts like this.
The horror days. The creepy part about that is that it seems so real, that movie, that afterwards when she's done being exercised and everything, she's her regular self again. It still looks weird looking at her like, okay, you're still freaking me out.
She was having trauma.
She was having trauma big time.
She was depressed.
God, dog.
She still had some scars on her face.
There was a movie they were talking about that was going to be The Exorcist, a new one, that she was going to be playing her same character.
Oh,
years later.
LG, did you ever see the new Exorcist? It just came out. I have no interest in watching the new one.
I'm not gonna.
Anything
But I saw the
Exorcist
original.
now,
This
good.
movie was, as a film buff, I used to be anyway, this movie was extraordinary because no one had ever seen or even attempted to put anything like this on film.
Yeah.
This came out in 74, I want to say 75, something like that. This was so ahead of its time. So, and the cinematography, the writing, the sound, all of that was just awful. And at the time, it was so way ahead and controversial. Movie theaters were refusing to show it. People were passing out in the aisles. Preachers,
it was scary.
Pastors were showing up out front of movies, telling people, "Don't go see this movie. This is awful. You're asking for something." And what makes it scary is that people actually believe this stuff is possible. People believe that you can be possessed and you can be infiltrated by the devil or demons. They believe that, and so because it's biblical, it's real, and that's what makes it even doubly scary. Like the chop 'em up movies, Freddy Krueger, and the Jason the Chopper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those don't scare me. The biblical stuff, as a kid anyway, the spiritual stuff, that's what got under my skin and scared me. And of course, and when you're 5 and you go see it, it's really not good. Which is why it just explains a lot about me.
The part that it can happen is the part that's scary.
Yeah,
that could happen. Or
Right.
I've seen like maybe once something crazy, like almost like in a spiritual warfare kind of deal, which is just it's beyond over like crazy to see it up front and up close, and you have no clue that it's going on.
You're talking about like somebody possessed?
Not possessed, but just
Nuts.
yeah, just out there to the point of there's a spirit in this person that's just not right, and,
Well, and
when you
also-
can see in our eyes, it's just like crazy.
Even in the mid 70s, we were still in the study of bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, these kinds of
Mental
things
health,
was still in its infancy.
on
early
top of the
70s.
drugs.
Yeah,
that was
we didn't know
going
how to
on.
treat it. We didn't know a lot about it. We would give stupid drugs that we didn't need to be giving people. So I think a lot of times there were people that thought this guy's got the devil in him, when really he was just schizophrenic. The poor
Right.
guy was a victim of a mental disorder, and because we hadn't really understood these kinds of illnesses yet as a medical world, as a society, we saw that and thought, oh, this poor person is clearly infiltrated with something evil and wrong. I mean, like they used to burn women at the stakes, calling them witches. And not to say that there weren't legit witches out there that thought it was cool to worship the devil or whatever, but a lot of times these women they were just bipolar.
Yeah.
It's like you can almost sense that there's like there's a difference between mental health and someone possessed. Like there's a big difference, and I don't mean that far off of a difference, but you could tell there's a little bit because it's they can sense your spirit, and then they can kind of like they jump off of that and get like even more upset and just want to come at you. And as to where someone I've seen someone with a mental health where it's just kind of like it's not that same attack. Although it is an attack, but not the same. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I've seen it up close and it's crazy. I mean, I don't wish that, like, I've known pastors to go ahead and go in and try to exorcise some people. And
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, I can't, you know, I don't think I'm there yet.
No.
On that.
Yeah, there's
on
also
that,
there's some ethics involved
Yeah.
in something like that too.
you gotta have a real, like your faith's got to be right on point to go ahead and deal with
Do the
that.
Catholics still perform exorcisms in some countries?
Well,
Mexico?
they said when they
Third
just had that
world
movie
places.
come
I
out.
feel
The Russell Crowe Pope exorcism or the
yeah.
Pope's exorcist or something.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name. Off the
And
top
I
of my
like
head,
Russell Crowe. I want to go see him. Nah.
I mean, to answer your question, I believe so.
In other
Oh, yeah.
countries?
I mean,
I don't think you're allowed to do something like that here, right? Not without some sort of, like, you try to perform an exorcism on my kid, I'm going to call the popo on you.
you would need, you would
I'm gonna
need
complain.
You would have to have consent of the parent.
many.
But when
layers
you're
of
a
the church,
parent,
I guess, to
when
get
you're a
to that.
parent, I mean, you would do anything for your kid, even if it came down to that. Like, okay, let me throw. I mean, I know I would just like, hey, whatever it is. Like, I'd start with, of course, meds and this, and work my way to, something like
therapy.
that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
therapy.
therapy, yeah. Something.
Let's try therapy before we
let's
try.
go.
Exorcism.
Which, by the way, in that movie, more spoiler alerts.
That's all right. It's okay.
It's a 50-year-old movie. She does try therapy at first with his daughter. When she
Yeah.
starts turning,
Yeah.
when she
Yeah.
starts getting crazy on her and scary, she takes her to therapist. That doesn't go well.
No,
You've
it does
seen
not.
Had her CAT scan, MRI.
Remember
all
the
of it.
scene when the priest started praying over her?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's when she got like threw up on, head spinning, the whole thing. That she got really like.
I'm just showing
you
what I
know.
got for Christmas.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to get all into the dark arts.
You didn't get any crosses that were with holy
I hope you don't
water
have
or
anything else.
No.
No.
I'm right now for
Fun
me.
jar and a picture of Linda Blair. That's Taylor.
It's
and
like-
a cowboy picture.
And it's
I'm
like
good.
for me, I have family members that'll come up to me.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, they know I'm a big believer in
Yeah.
the power of prayer, and I'll go ahead and I'll pray with them. But like my dad, he's so funny because he's like, my dad knows I go in like Heavenly Father, dude, go and he goes, mijo. Can you pray for my eye because your tia came over and she's a witch, I go, Dad,
just screwing with you?
I go, Dad, you can't say that. And I go, why not? She's right there. That's why. And he goes, well, she is. She throws the voodoo and all that. And she's got the little mono on me in Mexico and all this stuff. And I'm going to go, Dad.
Rub an egg on her.
So I go ahead and I start praying. He goes, but hey, he stops me and he goes, hey, but make it fast. Don't make it a long one because everybody loves Raymond's about to start. I don't want to miss
Oh,
it.
my
I go, Dad, you can't put a time limit on a prayer. He goes, never mind. I'll do it myself. Forget it.
I want to party with your dad,
Bro,
I think
my
I do.
dad is so funny. He came out for Christmas Eve. We told him we didn't have anything like a big party or anything. Like, we just had a couple people stop by and just dropping off gifts. Well, they stuck around, had
Yeah.
dinner, and he comes up. I thought you said you weren't having nothing. Why are they here? And I'm like, Dad, it's Christmas. Go back to your room. If he had one of those bars, it'd be done. Those bottles, it'd be done in 2 days.
Yeah, he wouldn't get through
No,
that.
no, he'd get 2 days. That's
Now
max.
I'm really fascinated to see how you do with that in 2024.
Yeah, and I am. I'm going to take one out every time I get upset, starting January 1st.
We have one more show. We have a Thursday show here that'll round us out for 2023. And
Next
then,
week was. My goal is to have some left in the jar at the end of the year.
well, that would be great.
I'll have less stress. I will have
How old are you again, Mike?
49.
He's got a big milestone birthday next year.
Yeah.
49.
But listen, if you've gotten through this year,
Yeah.
I mean, that's saying
I
something.
think it's the toughest days are behind me, I think.
That's saying something.
Yeah, for sure. Here we
Came
are.
along.
Still rolling.
You guys both.
I never
actually.
anticipated death. I
Yeah.
thought I'd be alive.
Well, no,
But
I mean, yes,
but it's
I
gone
agree.
better than I certainly could have.
Let me tell you, there's a big difference from getting that security speech and then having the money in the account. Let me tell you, there's a big difference in mama around that time. I can tell you right
sure,
now.
I can imagine.
I can tell you right now. I was like, all right.
Well, Nina she senses that I start getting like your wife.
Yeah.
And she's the you, I suppose,
Okay.
in
She's
this
the chill.
scenario.
Yeah.
And she has taught me, hey, dude, give less of these.
And that's
We're
how
fine.
that's
You're
we
healthy.
opposites attract.
We love each other.
Yeah.
Kids are healthy. Yeah, you have a job, may not
Right.
be as high paying. So what? Let some stuff go. And I have learned this year more than ever to let stuff go.
Yes.
And not worry about because I worry about the future. How am I going to pay the rent next month? Well, once you get through this week, you always figure it out.
Right.
You know,
Still have a roof over your head.
correct. Yeah. I'm fine.
Yeah.
So, but I had to relearn that this year because I was pretty good at being chill till these last 6 months or whatever.
Right.
But
One
you know
of these
what you-
days, I'm going to share some stories publicly about some things that I've gone through in the last 6 months with regards to other radio stations in this city. Not ready to share them yet.
But Mike, you
I
know
will.
what you
I used about 10 of these during that.
But you know what you
time.
figured out?
Yeah.
I think what you figured out is you know your worth. Just like I think
thank you.
Ernie knows
Yeah,
he knows his worth.
And what that doesn't necessarily have to be dollars.
No,
worth.
I mean,
It's
you
what
know your
I want
worth.
to do and put up with
Yeah.
and endure and who I want to be.
Quality of life. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, we get roped into this myth that we need to answer to a boss or a company forever, or we're somehow a failure, and that's BS.
Yeah.
And for those that work for the same company 50 years and retire, that's amazing. It's whatever you need to do for yourself.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's how worthy you are to you, not anybody else. That's where the self-worth comes in, right? So we're betting on ourselves,
Right.
but because we value ourselves more than where we were.
It's a big decision
speak.
that you made, a huge decision that you
man.
made.
And it's cost me some stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
But you know your worth. You know what your value is. And I think what you bring to the table on your own is beyond the talent, is beyond the character, it's beyond, just, I mean, I've been listening to you for a long time, and I can tell, I sensed, toward the, before there was something going on within yourself, and then you had to get through, you were going, I remember the whole thing with the divorce things, I missed that season. And then it just threw it.
Well, we didn't publicize that too much.
Yeah, you didn't. I remember you said something. I saw it on Facebook. You said, his pictures are going up in my bachelor pad. I'm like, wait, what? It was a picture
Yeah.
you got, and it was like you were still in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, I didn't even.
Had it been up to me, you never would have known.
Yeah.
That's until we saw each other.
Right.
But I was only one part of that. I can't help what gets posted.
But yeah, and then it's like my wife and I were talking about everything that, nobody posts the bad things in their life on Facebook. You only see what you want. You only show them what you want. them to
Facebook
see.
reality can be different
Yes.
than the
Men usually don't post the
I
bad
know
things
you will
in
never
their
know
lives.
what's going on in my
get that
world.
clear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good point.
exactly.
No,
You'll never know.
Not
what's
all
going on.
women, but
I told my wife one time in a disagreement we were having. I said, "Look, don't believe all that hype you see on. You think this is better over here or whatever. That's just a facade. That just showing you what they want you to see. This person ain't got it any better than we don't.
No.
I'm telling you right now. So
absolutely not.
it's just people just post what they want to post, and that's good. I never post the bad stuff. You'll never know when I'm having a bad day.
I try to just post organically, That's knowing when to post what to post. But see, I try to just keep it show related as much as I can. Anything that I put publicly on Twitter or Instagram is something that I would talk about on my show.
Yeah.
Or this one. I have a personal Facebook that I just put pictures of me and the kids on, stuff me and Nina are doing.
How are the kids
Light
when they
stuff.
saw you this last week? Were they good?
It was great. Yeah,
Nice.
they're great. They're awesome. Thank you, man. They'll be 12 years old in January already.
When they
January
were little.
6th, I remember.
yeah,
remember
yeah,
when
right.
they were
They got
little.
Hey, Daddy, it's our birthday. Why are they attacking the White House? Well, that's the Capitol, but still not good, babe.
Yeah.
Why don't we? Happy birthday to you. Yeah, insurrection babies.
Yeah.
That was what year was that? 2020? Yeah, it was after the election.
Yep.
And 2021 was at the 2020 election.
Yep.
So they, gosh, it's only been 3 years. So they were 9.
Yep.
Gosh, they're going to be 12. It's insane. But they get older every day. They're so much
remember
maturer than
when
I
they
was
were
at that
little.
age. They're so independent.
Yours too. I was watching your pictures on Facebook.
Yeah.
How? When
My
did your
twins are
kid get-
13.
when did your son get a beard?
I
I'm
know.
Like, man,
He's got more facial hair than I do.
golly, he's like, they're all like, I didn't recognize them.
Crazy. It's crazy. But you're right though. I said this the other day when you weren't here. You know, having worked in the news all those years, just you think you're having a bad day. There's somebody. I mean, just read a block of news in San Antonio on most days, and you realize other people have it worse.
Yeah,
So-
you're still allowed to have bad days,
absolutely.
but keep it in perspective.
Keep it in perspective.
and let it help. And I also believe, and Nina's taught me this too, because I'm a typical man, bottled everything in. Of course, you didn't know I got divorced. Why?
Yeah.
I bottle it all in. I keep all that. I don't express the bad stuff the way I should.
Yeah.
You have to make room for the suck parts to a healthy extent. You have to have the shitty days to balance it out. I think you do. If you bottle it all in and you swallow it and you act tough. I'm talking
But
to you
learn.
dudes now.
You learn from
I
it.
picked on the women about 5 minutes ago.
You
If
learn
they do
from
post
it.
too much bullshit on them. Not men. Women do that shit. But fellas, learn to embrace the suck days on occasion.
Yeah.
Now don't let your chemicals and testosterone cause you to do something dumb. But it's okay to be pissed for a day. We're men.
no, listen.
But then you need to be pissed so you can get over it and get through it and then move on. as a man.
And there's no shame in getting help from. I will tell you,
That's true.
Two of my highlights of this year were the morning I spent with you at La Familia talking about your show and learning about what you did back in June, I think. And then the day Mike and I went and had coffee at Starbucks and just talked about, and that was, July or whatever, when, I mean, things were really, I mean, I was in a much tougher place than I am now. And it was just, priceless to be able to spend that time with both of you. And
Yeah, man. Thank you.
here we are now. We've got one more show to round out 2023. So on Thursday, we'll kind of, I guess, reflect a little bit more on the year that was.
Resolutions.
Yeah.
Look
the year
ahead to
was.
2024, and hopefully by then Mike will have not opened his bottle yet. Keep it until next Monday.
Well, it technically
all
doesn't
empty.
start.
No, don't tell me it's empty on Thursday.
I'm not allowed. It doesn't go into effect.
Mike, it
till
was just one
Monday.
day, Mike.
Don't break the seal until Monday.
No. So I'm
Okay.
allowed to get mad until
No,
Monday. I
fair
can
enough.
start over.
You can start. All right, very good. All right, well, you're stuck with us one more time in 2023. We'll be back on Thursday for one more 3 Cents podcast. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, man, this is a therapeutic
It was
component to
very
today's
therapeutic
show.
today.
Yes,
It is.
For Mike Taylor, Clutcher Rodriguez, LG, I'm Ernie Zuniga. This has been the 3 Cents podcast presented by Integrity Roofing and Siding. One more time in 2023. We'll see you here on Thursday.
$3 Cents Podcast is brought to you by Integrity Roofing and Siding.